Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farmville. In true Farmville style, there's bits of grass and all kinds of stuff overgrown here, all around the yard and everything else, which is what happens when you start playing Farmville. Like, everything is all overgrown in that, and you slowly, over time, you buy up and you make it all look pretty and nice, which is what we'll end up doing. So, credit where it's due. It's looking pretty good. I mean, I gotta be honest, I just really like this whole map, regardless of the fact this is called Farmville, and yes, definitely that played a huge part in me even looking at the map. But I really like this map anyway. Now, I haven't played much on a very small map for quite a while, but this one in particular, I don't know why, but there is something about it that genuinely appeals to me, and I'm already really liking the feel of this map and what it's going to have to offer. And yes, I know I was originally talking about doing something on a much bigger scale, but I still think that this has everything that I want. It still has to offer everything that I'm going to want from it. Let's just move forward a minute, and if we have it, all right. So now we've got that one's December, nearly 10 grand from canola. That's brilliant. Okay, I mean, yes, we haven't got a lot of it, but still. So we've got little tiny fields here. We've got some bigger fields that we can get up here, and there's more up round this way. We can buy some bigger tracts of land, and we can terraform and sort of push them down and move things up a scale, but we're not going to be doing big scale on this farm. This isn't a farm that's meant for big scale, clearly. This is a small up to mid scale, so the choice of rake that I've got is definitely on the high end. However, we can still go for big machinery, and that's the thing with the Farmville approach, is that we can go for the big machinery, and you're really going to notice a difference. When you've got a big farm, big machinery fits on the big farm, doesn't it? And it just goes with the big farm. That's all you have is big machinery, big farm. So you don't really have a massive speed up in how fast everything is being done on your farm, because it's a big farm. You buy more fields, you buy more machines, and it's still sort of being done at the same rate. And then eventually the fields get bigger still and everything slows down. The bit that I really like about this Farmville approach is that if we go for the giant machinery and we're buying a combine that sets us back, what? How much is a giant combine in this one? So if we go for one of these, you're looking at a combine up here, 400,000, you know, half a million. We got a 500,000 worth of combine. And then not only that, you've got to have a header to go on it. And then, well, 2 headers to go on it. So it's well over 500,000 for the combine, right? It's extremely expensive to do it. Right, I've already done a bit of plowing. Let's leave that for a second and let's go back to this one. We'll drop that one down. Like that. And then it will also do the back bit. So we've got a line that sort of just goes in between the 2 fields. So all of the straw that we do this time, we will sell it. I'm going to get a small baler, but I'm not just going to go with the first small baler that is there, because it does travel fairly slowly across the field. And that bit sort of always ends up irritating me more than anything else. It's just how slow the baler ends up being. I do think, however, we're going to struggle a bit here. That's why we can reverse with it down on the ground. Probably not a good idea to do that in real life. It doesn't do them a lot of good. But we can get away with it in this, because this is a game. And yes, I'm also not going to worry too much. I'm playing Farmville. I don't need to worry about real life quite so much, which is good. So let's bring you on round here. So, yeah, the whole thing with the giant machinery is that if we do upgrade to the giant machinery on this map, we're able to perform all of our farming tasks at ludicrous speed. Like, we go way beyond fast, and it goes up to ludicrous speed. So we can work towards that if we want to. There is absolutely nothing stopping us from that in any way, shape, or form, which is really, really good. I actually really like that. Okay, that one's going to lift up, and then that will start folding. While it's folding, I will head out onto the road like this. Try to avoid the cars. And we can run this back down to our house. So we've got a little bit of ploughing there to finish up, and I'm going to need to go and get... So the next job that I want to do is I'm going to park this one in the shed. I'm going to collect the baler that we've got there. I'm going to run up to the thing, and I'm going to get a different baler. So we're going for a small baler to start with, and then I'll probably change up to a large square. I'm planning on only feeding the cows hay. I wasn't planning on going with TMR because at least with the hay, if you just feed them grass, they don't actually reach the point where they will reproduce. If you just feed them hay, they do reach the point where they reproduce. You still get milk coming from them, but they're not at 100% like they would be with the TMR. But I don't particularly want to focus on the animals that much that I want to be mixing up TMR, because in order to do that, you don't just give them hay. You've got to make silage and hay, and you've got to have the straw there. And if we're doing it realistically, we throw in a bit of the, the mineral supplement as well, and I don't really want to get into that. So I will probably just jump down here a minute and run over this way and have a look. Right, it's just saying food, milk, straw, slurry at the moment. There's nowhere for the manure to go anyway. I guess we have to buy an extra one for that, 'cause it doesn't look like there's a storage for it here. That would be where the milk comes out. Alright. I really like this. And then we can get up here in this field, and we can start doing some ploughing up there. This field could be made a little bit bigger. And we've got our grass field is field 15 over here, just the other side. It's this one. Okay. This has been planted with grass, but it's nowhere near grown just yet. There's a tree stuck there in the middle. I'll leave that to start with, and we'll go around it. And, there's a little patch right there, but we'll probably end up cleaning some of this up and planting a little bit more grass around the edges, just because I want to. So I'll see how that bit goes. Let's get this one down to the dealership and sell this baler. I've finished up the ploughing in the small field as well, so I'm just going to bring this one over here, and I'm really hoping that we can sell it. Let's go here. Okay, so that ain't happening. Try bringing it in a little bit closer. That ain't happening. How close have I got to have this thing? Is it maybe back there? It might be, actually. Yes, right. Okay, so I want to sell that one for 68,519 euros, and then I want to go into the shop, and I want to buy our new baler. Right. One thing I'm not particularly sure of is why we have got other balers added in. I mean, this one is got its own trailer that goes with it, but why this one is also doing bales that are the same as that. But this one here does bales that are 140 centimeters and not 120. Now, I don't know if that's a mistake or if that's actually bales that are slightly different size. If it is, it's a bit disappointing because it means that none of the bales actually work. Now, I've not removed the cat ones that I have from our Unrealistic series, so we'll avoid those. So we do know that the Lely one here, those 80 centimeter ones, I see. They're shorter because they go up the chute and into a trailer. But these here, the 120 centimeter ones, we know that they are at least the right size. So I might end up getting that one. I'm just looking through to see if we've got any other small... We don't have any other small balers. So we have a limited number of small balers here, unfortunately. I kind of wanted to try this one, but if these bales are actually 140 rather than 120, it means that they won't be compatible with the auto load, in which case it's no good at all. So I'm not even going to bother trying that. This one does have a trailer that goes with it, which is this one. However, I have tried this one previously, and I had a lot of trouble with that trailer. It didn't work very well at all. So I suspect that this one would be something similar as well. You've got attacher type. There is a trailer attacher that you can have with it. This is what it says there. Where's the trailer? 3 point. Oh, I see. Trailer attach. It's on the front. Attachers, standard. Trailer attach. So you can put a trailer over here, so that you can then tow an extra one along. But I don't know what trailer we would use or how we would go about doing that, considering how small the bales are. So I really don't know about that one. I haven't actually tried it, though. Which means that we got two choices. We can go with the Massey Ferguson one here that we have used previously, or we can go with the other one that we have used previously, which is this old lady. They both do 12k, so I think I'm going to go with this one because it is a bit cheaper, and then we can always change things over a little bit later on. So you've got standard or with toolbar. What's the toolbar? Standard attacher. I don't see anything different. I had no idea what the toolbar thing was, so I haven't done anything different on that. This trailer right here, it does have 2 rear hitches on it, but I don't know. I'm curious if I can have that trailer. This tractor doesn't have that great a turning circle. I don't think it does. It might just be that the dual wheels are restricting it a little bit. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, what I'm curious about is whether or not this trailer will be able to take that baler on the front. And I'm pretty certain that this tractor's turning circle is not that great. But I don't know if that's due to the wheels or if that's due to the fact that this tractor just doesn't have that great a turning circle. Let's try turning this one the right way. I'm curious if I can get it around that corner now. Okay, I'm definitely not going to turn it like that, am I? Yeah, this trailer is not an easy one to turn anyway. This tractor is definitely limited on the ability to turn a corner. I'm just trying removing the... Yes, okay. Having the front wheels as dual wheels definitely restricted the movement of the tractor. Like, that turning circle there is considerably better than it was. So we will keep the front twin wheels off to help us out a little bit. I can already tell. I can already feel it. I mean, yes, I do need to adjust a little bit on there, but... Now, is it going to be able to pick up that baler? I want to go... Nope, I don't want to go that way. I want to go that way. Yes, it can. Excellent. I was hoping it'd be able to do this. So then we can tow them in a little convoy as we go on down the road. And I can get both of them down into the field. Then we can do the baling. Gather the bales up onto the trailer. And, well, I'll leave the baler there and probably go and deliver the bales to the sale point, wherever that's going to be, and we'll worry about cows another time. And I'm also not going to use straw, at least to start with. I was kind of wondering about that. So a lot of you have said that you kind of like the idea of the map. You like the map. The idea I've got for the goal for the map, 100,000 of each of the basic crops. I'm not including cotton or a couple of other things on there. You quite like that idea, and generally you all seem reasonably pleased with what we're going to do here. Although some of you did say that you don't particularly like the tractors that I've chosen. Well, some of the tractors were the ones that were already here, and then others, well, they're what we've got extra. So, the rear twins on this one does make it so that it's not particularly suited to doing this job. So what I think I will do is I'm going to unhitch that baler, and I'm going to go. This one can tow this trailer, so I'm gonna put this one onto this trailer. I may end up giving up on the whole rear twin wheel, the twin wheel thing. We already know that it's restricting our turning circle, so that's already against us. It was because this one's got the rear twins on it already. So, do we have a workshop here? That's a very good question. We don't have a workshop. We have to get a workshop. Let's go into here. We want to build a workshop, so we want tools. Okay, there's an actual Kubota workshop here, which is really cool. I actually really like this idea. It's 50,000, which is within what I would say is an acceptable price range. However, it's quite a big shed, and I don't really want to have that much of a shed for it, so I'm going to leave it. And instead, I could either go with that one. If you have a look at this, that does look pretty good, actually. I like that idea, just a basic one. But I don't like the way that it's all open on the sides. You know, if you've got a workshop, it would be closed on the sides. So it's kind of not really what I'm looking for. This one would be better, but you still can't drive into it. But yeah. It's a difficult choice to make. Like, you want something that's a reasonable size, but you also don't want something that's stupidly big. This one is a little bit excessive. Oh, that's a weighing station. This, I think, is what we're after. This is classed as low-budget workshop. It's not so low budget that I don't think it works or anything like... Oops. Okay, I didn't actually mean to place that there. I was going to move round and just check that it was in the right place, but I think we can go with that, actually, because there's another thing that I wanted to get, and that was up here. There we go. It's the diesel buy station. I wasn't going to get that one. I'll go with this one here. I quite like the look of this one. And that one we could actually put over here like this, so that sort of goes in the back bit. Now, if I can find a container of some kind, it doesn't really matter. So we've got a diesel tank one there. There's a sort of diesel tank type thing that a lot of people use. Double wall fuel tank right there. I kind of want a storage tank for that one there. So this would be about right. I'm not actually going to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it round. And the reason that I want this one is so that we've got somewhere that we would be storing a tank. Because just 2,000 for that, it doesn't sort of feel right. I could use except the fertilizer tank one is too big. So I think this one is suitable. I don't necessarily want to have it like that, so I want to make sure that we can activate the trigger on this one. That's going to go back there in behind the shed, in there like that. So we cannot activate the trigger on it. I'm putting it there purely as a visual storage tank for the pump that we've got over here. So we'll use the pump for getting our fuel, and then we've got the visual bit on it over there, and we've now got our workshop. Right, so now that we've got that one, I can jump out here, and where's the... Right. Can we work there, or do they have to actually be driven inside? Okay. I may have to get a bit closer, because if this is... it's got... See that sign there? The three triangles there? That's a thing in the UK that's MOT, Ministry of Transport. And it's a Ministry of Transport test. So every car that goes on the road has to have a test every year once it gets more than 3 years old to see if it complies to the rules that the Ministry of Transport have got set out. Am I going to have to drive into this? Because if I got to drive in here and we've got a big combine, it may not fit. Right, I want to customize this. So, yeah, if you've got the Ministry of Transport test, yeah, done. That's basically what that one is. You have those signs, and if a commercial garage is able to provide MOTs, then you can, and we call them MOTs. Technically, it's an MOT test, because it's not Ministry of Transport, it's Ministry of Transport test, but it's called an MOT. So if you have a garage that can provide an MOT, there will be those three, that they will have the symbol there somewhere for those, that 3 triangle symbol, and that will indicate that they're able to do it. Anyway, yeah, I said I finished doing that ploughing. I do actually want to go and get started ploughing on another field. Now, field 15 is grass, but we're not ready to, that's obviously not ready to cut at the moment because the grass is not long enough. We've got the baling that we can do here, but there isn't a lot else that we can go and do. We're going to want to plough these fields up. Well, we may not want to plough them. We may just want to do something else with them. We've got to put a crop in here. We've got to decide what we want to plant. We've got to decide what we want to do the planting with. So there's all things that we have yet to go and do. So we get our little tiny tractor on here. Get that one hooked up. And I'm going to start. I was thinking about doing no special events for the first year, but I think I will. I'll just go straight in and we'll start doing that straight away. Let's go to you. You're still running because I was doing a little bit of work. I want to plow up field 22 because that one is currently in... That's potatoes, and I don't want to do potatoes. I don't want to have to go and do a big potato harvest. I think it's just going to take too long for us. So rather than try and mess around with that, because it would require a lot of investment to go and do it, or we'd have to go and lease stuff, and we've either got to lease really big machinery, or we got to, even with a small potato harvester, it's still either a massive time investment or it's just going to take a huge amount of money. Neither of which particularly appealed to me, so I would rather we got rid of the potatoes and we didn't worry about them. I don't really want to be doing root crops in this series. I'm not ruling it out, but at the moment I don't really want to do it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to plough up the side up here, and once I get up to this edge, I like how they've put a tree on every corner. I'm not sure if I do actually like that or not. It's probably something that's going to really frustrate, but yeah, I can already tell you that that is definitely going to frustrate me. So let me change this over where our delete objects, that's the one that I want, and I will go, I'm going to get rid of this tree right here, and I'm going to get rid of this one here on the corner, and I'll leave that one for now. That one's had a reprieve. We'll leave it for a minute and we'll possibly come back and we'll do something with it. The bit of field here, probably going to reshape this field a little bit later on and make it a bit more square for us. In which case we're going to want to get rid of at least that tree right there and probably the one behind it as well. And then I see that we've got trees that are pretty close to the edge of the field up there. Let me get rid of these a second because these are just going to irritate me. And I didn't want to do forestry in this series. One person, I think, said that they wouldn't mind seeing me do some forestry. generally most of you were quite okay with me doing forestry like this. So for now, that's what I will do. I will do my forestry like this, and we won't worry about getting involved too heavily with any forestry. Why aren't you removing? There we go. Right. That should be alright there, I think. Let's go back to you. I can change this over in a little bit. We can square out the field a bit. We can plow up a bit more there. We own the land around this little patch, so we can make it a bit bigger if we want to, and that will give us more options when it comes to actually doing some harvest. I am thinking that as we progress through a little bit, it might be in our best interest to have the small fields that we've got, you know, the ones downside the road that we've just done some harvesting in. If those fields were to be grass fields, and the bigger fields that we've got, like this one here and a couple of others, were to be the arable fields, it might actually work out a little bit better, because the grass fields are the ones where you generally end up doing the different jobs. See, we've got this. It's a very weird shaped field. This is like an X-shaped field, this is, and it's got another little bit here that we want to just smooth out a second. Let me do that. Alright, smoothed out that little bit, and just going to plough a bit down alongside this road. And then this little bit is, I'm going to leave the hired help to then carry on and do some more in here, and we will go over and start our baling and get that underway. I'm not sure what I want to plant yet. I mean, ideally, like I said before, we kind of want to get something of everything growing. All of the crops that I do want to save up and keep and store up as our long-term goal, and also pay back the loan. On top of that, I was wondering about getting wood chips. Now, if I do that, it's probably going to be going for poplar trees and doing a harvest like that, rather than trying to do it with any forestry means, because forestry invariably ends up getting frustrating, and it can cause problems and headaches and all sorts. And I don't particularly want to get involved with it too much. So, well, when I say too much, I mean not at all. So we've got, if we have a look in here, planting, we can plant canola the next month or two. But yeah, poplar down here, I mean, it's... Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.